Hello, and welcome to East 2. But also, before we get into the game, I mentioned in the description of the first East video that I'm gonna talk way more about the lore in this one, and I'm gonna make, what do you call it? I'm fulfilling my promise now, basically, before we get into East 2. In East 1, it wasn't that important because what only really matters in East 1 is what's currently happening. And then in East 2, it's the conclusion and you get way more lore. And then in Origin, it explains most of how it got there, and the rest is literally piece by piece in every East game. So while I am gonna explain everything you need to know and the backstory of everything, I won't go into details about the parts that are important for the other games. Alright? So just to make that clear. So, first things first, we go way back, even before Origins. Alright? So you have humans. But the humans, they have different races depending on their abilities. It gets a bit funky. So the ancient humans, you basically had two types. Those called Eldin and those that would become Darklings. So for now, let's first stick with the Eldin. So the Eldin, those are the ones called the winged ones. As you can see on the top, we can see they have wings, and there are Rhea and Fia. Great, right? So these guys, they were insane at controlling magic and controlling this metal called Amela. You see the black pearl? That is very important in the first three, well, not first three East games, but East 1, 2, and Origins. So Amela, it's a metal that you can, if you have the power and knowledge, that you can fill and form with magic. And depending on the color, it gets certain attributes. So you have, I think, red, yellow, blue, black, and white. Actually, let me make sure to check. So yeah, red is fire, blue is wind, gold is lightning, and then white and black are the most important ones. So the black one has every color in it, but it can only be controlled with the white one. What does the white one do? The white one is kinda like life magic, not in the sense of healing, but you can literally transform your soul. Because remember, East takes from our real world, not just places. Like there's Afroka, which is Africa, right? But also from religions and philosophy. Not one to one, obviously, and they don't try to go too deep into it. But it does take from here and there. Why is this important? When I say the Eldin literally took their own souls and put it into these bodies with the magic of the white Amela, right? They became like immortal and they actually put their soul in these bodies. So it's not just if you ever played the game Soma, where it's like a snapshot of your consciousness put in a robot, but it's not really you. This is like kind of philosophical. Some people agree, some people disagree, but it's not actually you. But what these guys did, it's literally your soul, your being. You put it in another body, and they put it in these winged bodies that are immortal. That you can't destroy these guys. Okay. So don't think too deep into it. It's just like an explanation to kinda explain how they were so advanced and why they can use like all these forms of magic, right? It's just like it's basically the magic MacGuffin, okay? In these bodies, only these bodies are able to control white and black MLers. Okay? So that's why the Eldeen are special. They were just humans at the end of the day, but because they were so advanced, so knowledgeable, so good at using magic, they were able to make use of white and black and created these bodies. Okay, we're still way in the past. The other groups of humans. Oh, sorry, one more thing. These bodies, the drawback is basically that you can't have children, but of course, they were able to circumvent this because they created something called the Mother of Spirits, and that Mother of Spirits now literally creates the children already in those bodies. Okay, so the only drawback is gone. Okay, so the other groups of humans had to learn from them how to use the MLers. So that's like the different races, they basically all came from the same point. It's just how good you are at using this that it kind of got like split off. So the Eldeen, they taught them how to use the red, basically everything except white and black. I always forget if it's green or blue, but they taught them how to use everything except for black and white. But of course, some of them wanted more power. The issue is they just couldn't. You can't. You need this body in order to, in the first place, be able to control the black one. See, this is why it's like a magic MacGuffin, because they were able to transfer their souls to the advanced bodies made of white MLers, right? And you need those bodies to control the black one, but you could argue, how did they even get there? This is like, you just have to cut past that. So these other humans that were taught how to make use of the MLers, they wanted more, but the reason why they didn't tell them or taught them is because they knew it's too much to handle. You cannot do it. And if you do it, it will create demons. So the thing with the black one, with the black MLer is, it creates demons. Okay? If you use this, even if you're able to control it, more times than not, some bad shit will happen. Okay? So while they did make use of the black one to the main thing they did with this is create Claria, and Claria is basically, it's silver. You remember my East 1 video? It's just silver, but it gets turned into super silver. It's like magic silver now, okay? And that's how they could prosper so much. Like, they had this massive civilization and everyone was basically rich. No one had to worry. Everyone was healthy. Shit was good, okay? It was good. But they knew that, okay, we have to be careful because this can create demons. So we will step back and not use this anymore, but we will also not teach anyone how to use this. So the humans that got basically greedy and power hungry, they said, okay, but we want to be able to know how to do this. So they went to, it's this thing, again, I don't want to spoil too much, but let me phrase this like, okay, so they went to the Ark. I'm not gonna say anything more. They messed up. The Ark went haywire. Shit got flooded. Okay? And one of the winged ones decided to contain it as best as she could, but the world was still like really messed up. So that's that. Most of the Eldeen now decided, man, these fucking guys, they're called Darklings at this point. So the humans, right? They said, man, these guys, they always mess up. I don't want to deal with this anymore. So they literally went to heaven. They just dipped. They said, deuces, see you later, alligator. Bye-bye. And we know of 3 Eldeen that decided to stay. Okay? So now, this character goes away. You need to stay for a little bit longer. So real quick, one last point. The humans that still try to create the black and white one, the only thing they managed to do excuse me, was create something called ash. So you have the colors, you have the black one that is literally every color, and you have the white one that you need to be able to use the black one, okay? Think of the white one as life magic, but almost no one can use it except for these guys. So, the ash is kinda like life magic, but really fucked up. So if you put that into a living being, it becomes a weapon of mass destruction. Specifically in the East games, they show it in the forms of dragons. And the most important one, who also messed shit up really bad, is this guy, Galbalan. Also not gonna talk much about him, because he is important for a different East game. But just so you know, the Darklings are the humans that decided we want more knowledge. They fucked shit up. They created not only those guys, but they also flooded the world. Shit went haywire. Everything is going ballistics. Okay? So, you have first, I said 3 Eldin that decided to stay with humanity. The first one are Rhea and Fia, the ones that we met in East 1. They play a massive role in Origin, and they play a massive role in East 2. So without spoiling too much of Origin and 2, because this video is about 2, I'm gonna explain what they decided to do. So they decided, okay, we're gonna take the humans that we have, and specifically the most important ones, the 6 families. Those were the guys best at using magic. They were cracked at it. The House of Fact, the House of Toba, the House of Dabi, the House of Gemma. Right, it's those guys that you can see to the top right. Those are the 6 priests. Sometimes they get called the 6 priests, sometimes the House of 6, sometimes, okay, but those guys. And then they created the Kingdom of Ease. Everything was hunky fucking dory. Until the Darklings, which are the humans that aren't as good as the Eldina at using magic, right? They decided again, hey, you know what? I kinda like that dark magic though. I kinda wanna use that. So they did, and shit went bad. Because remember, if you use this, it's very likely that demons get created. Not only that, if you use this, and you can't use the white Emeler, so you're not an Eldin. Remember, there's only 3 of those left anyways, and we only have 2 with us right now. You will create demons. And not only that, you will create a lot, and you will create very strong ones at that. So shit got fucked up. So they, Rhea and Fia, decided, we have to... They still didn't dip. They decided, okay, we have to save as many as we can. What can we do? So they took the 6 priests, and they said, okay, we're gonna lift the island of Ease, or the nation of Ease, into the sky. Okay, this was, as you learned in Ease 1 in Asteria, this was part of Asteria, like the whole continent, but it got lifted into the sky. That's why it's called Ancient East Vanished, because the kingdom is literally gone, right? We don't know where it is. So they lifted into the sky, but they need time. So some of the 6 priest houses decided to stay on the ground and fight off the demons, while the others helped Rhea and Fia. So they managed to get into the sky. Some of them stayed on the ground. They did kinda manage to fight off the demons, but also not. You know, some died, some survived. Yada yada yada. Way into the future. So now we go way into the future. And East Origins happens. Again, I'm gonna go very into detail when that video comes out. But East Origin, very shortly, we're into the future. But still before East 1 and 2. Because remember, Origin is 700 years before East 1 and 2. They saw that there's this massive tower on the ground. It's Darm Tower. It's Darm Tower. So the demons built this tower in order to reach Solomon's Shrine. So they wanted to get up to East. So they decided, again, okay, we have to go down and see what's happening, what are these demons up to, and maybe we have to stop them. So they took the 6 priests with them, went down, checked that out. I'm only gonna spoil the thing that... Well, I'm not gonna spoil, I'm just gonna explain the thing that happens in East 1 and 2, and then we're almost done with this prelude that is gonna take up quite a bit of a chunk. Okay, so they went down, saw what happened, da 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 da, and they sealed something, okay? We know that from East 1. I'm not gonna say what, I'm not gonna say, you know, but we know in East 1 there was a place with 2 statues that were missing, and I explained it's Rhea and Fia, okay? Yes, the 2 pedestals with the door that we couldn't enter, they protected that thing. And they do that by entering like a sleep. Basically, they go to sleep and their wings cover the black orb, and then whatever is in there gets like sealed. And that's why that iconography is there and why it's so like striking. So that's all the lore that's important for East 1, 2, and Origins. I explained, yeah, I think I explained everything without spoiling Origins. And well, East 2 is gonna be in this video, so I'll explain more obviously when we actually get into the gameplay. So now there's only a tiny bit left that I have to explain, and that's more or less just like bonus, okay? So the last Eldeen that decided to stay with the humans is this guy. And he's an Eldeen called Eldil. I know, funny. He created the kingdom of Selsteta. Not gonna talk more about that, because again, there is an East game named this. What could it be about? But yeah, he went and took other groups of humans and created this kingdom. Okay. So this is, by the way, now we're in current time. So no 1,000 years in the back, no this or that one, right? So the descendants of the Darklings, you basically have the ones that are following the footsteps of their ancestors, so bad guys, they want power, they want to fuck shit up. Remember Dark Fact? Yeah, he's a descendant of this guy, okay? So these are basically the bad Darklings. These are, I'm not gonna tell you yet who that guy is, but he's a fact, okay? He's of the House of Fact. So these are like the bad Darklings. They want power, they want to use the black emerald, they want to use the white emerald, they want to fuck shit up, they want to control everything, they want more and more and more and more and more and more and more. That's why the Book of Fact warned us and everyone, like, heed my words, the power will corrupt you, it's not worth it, you can technically use it, right? But more than likely it will fuck you up, so just don't contain the power, don't use it, okay? Then you have the Darklings that are basically saying, oh, my ancestors did this, I don't want to make the same mistakes, we already know what happened, we already know what can happen, we know what will likely happen, I don't want to make the same mistakes, right? They're still Darklings, they're of the same bloodline, they have the same ancestors, but they don't want to make the same mistakes, right? He's not, by the way, of the House of Fact, it's just the humans that learned to use magic are called Darklings. I know it's confusing. Okay. Then he's also a Darkling that is part of this group, so he wants to fuck shit up. And lastly, you have a special group of Darklings that don't really fit anywhere, and they are called Exiles. So this guy, for example, he's sometimes a major player, sometimes a recurring character, but he's called Geis. And he's basically on the side of good. He's always trying to stop the bad shit from happening. He doesn't want to make the same mistake as his ancestors, right? But I don't know what it's called in D&D, but you know the chart of like lawful evil, lawful good, chaotic, right? He's like chaotic good. He does the right thing. He does what is good and right. But well, he does care how he gets there, but also not. Like, if you are trying to do some bad shit, he will snap your neck without hesitation. He also doesn't try to be nice about it or try to get in people's good grace. He does what needs to be done. He does what he thinks is right. And yeah, so he is basically what I'm saying, he is a good guy. He is not following the bad footsteps of his ancestors, but he's also not tied to the Darklings that decided basically to stay in their village, follow tradition, right? He's a traveling mercenary, by the way. So that's why the exiles are kind of their own category. And there's only two, him and his brother. Minor spoiler, his brother is the bad guy, he's the good guy. So he's not a hero, but he's a good guy, okay? And that's it, I think, hopefully. So that should be all the story, all the lore that you need to know about Ys 1, 2, and Origins that I forgot to explain in 1. And the specifics I will get into in this video. The thing that I don't want to spoil, right? I will talk about actually in the gameplay sections. And Origin, the specifics, I will talk to when I get around to making the Origins video. Okay? So, with all that out of the way, let's finally get into Ys 2. What a beautiful, beautiful intro, huh? Ys always has banger intros. I need to get used to like my camera being there. Anyways, it's fine. So, I think Adel broke like all of his bones while crashing onto Ys. He's fine. He's a young, dashing lad. But we get woken up by this very cute madam, lady, girl. Her name is Lilia. And we start in Land's village. And as you can see, we are indeed in the ancient land of Ys. Very high in the sky, like I mentioned in the almost 20 minutes lore intro shenanigan thingy. Um, but yeah, so this will also be a 100% run. So like you will get all of the Steam achievements when following this. Um, in the beginning, in the beginning, I'm sorry, I have to think of that pasta. Yeah, okay. So lads village. A couple of things you don't have to actually. I should just speak, but anyways, East 2 doesn't really have missables. There is 2 for sure, and that's the sword. I will show you that in a second, don't you worry. And the second one is again the measurement achievement, but we're not there yet, okay? We get there when we get there. But those are the 2 main things that could be iffy. Also, we started the game on Nightmare because we want to do it all in one run, right? So start the game on Nightmare. Otherwise, you will have to do multiple playthroughs. If you want to, that's fine. The reason why I'm not doing it is because I'm also going to go for the 100% in East Origins. I'm actually gonna delete all of my achievements. And Origins, you have to do a lot of playthroughs. Either way, like you have no choice. Okay, so Lilia's mother tells us that her daughter is actually sick and she doesn't even know it. So she gives us the letter to bring to the doctor. So that's main quest number 1. So he should be in the clinic. Also, of course, go talk to everyone in the city. Make sure to talk to Lilia. She will give you an apple, but you have to do this because there's an achievement where you have to sleep in 3 women's beds. And you can only sleep in her bed after you talk to her here. So talk to her right now. And I should have it recorded. And then we go to her bed. And you run against it and then you'll be able to sleep there. Okay, the reason why I showed this weaponsmith. Do not buy his short sword, okay? Don't buy any sword. Don't buy anything. Okay? We'll get a weapon in a second. So I just show this here to tell you, don't buy anything yet, okay? Very, very important, because this is one of the achievements that you'll get locked out of. Now, granted, it's at the beginning of the game, so it's not that deep, but still, don't buy anything now. So we go to the clinic, and the doctor is in like, he's going nuts, he's going ballistics. So what's happening? Okay, so there's a cave-in in the mine. So the guy's in the mine, and it's terrible, and we need to help out, obviously, because we are a capable swordsman. So he asks that word is so hard to pronounce for me. So he asks us for help. We say yes, of course. Also here, this cutscene doesn't count as registering the nurse. So after, well, I say cutscene, but after the scene, he gives us some starting gold. Go talk to the nurse until her image pops up. And I should also have that in here. Okay, yeah. So when that happens, when her image pops up, that's you're good to go. Now we will have her registered in our notebook. So next up, run against that table to flip over the apple. That will give you an achievement. That's Lilia's bed. Just run against it, sleep in it, and that's one of the 3 women's bed we have to sleep in. So another check. Then we talk to the village elder, because if we don't, we're not allowed to leave the city. So let's see what he tells us here. Oh yeah, he mentions Rhea and Fear, but he didn't, like, he wasn't sure if they're even real because they were so beautiful. So Rhea and Fear are indeed here. And there's also some people in the city telling us about demons that popped up even here. So the demons have made it up here. And apparently, under one of the villagers, like in his basement, there's rumors about there being like terrible noises and no one can get some proper sleep. But again, we'll do that later. Yeah, so she tells us about an evil presence. Someone else also tells us about like, oh, he wishes that he had a bell, like alluding to the silver bell of Zepik village. But yeah, the twins, even though they have the same dialogue, you have to talk to each once. So talk to the bottom one and then to the top one to get them both in the notebook. But yeah, the guy's like, oh, there's like this evil bell that exists. I think it's in the mine. And he's like, I wish we had a different bell that would keep demons away instead of summoning them. So that was kinda cute. So yeah, you need Chris and Ceres. These ducks, we'll get to them in a second. They're also tied to an achievement. So we tell the gate guard that we indeed have permission from the village elder. Again, make sure you have no items as of this point. Like equipment. No sword, no shield, no armor, no nothing. Okay? And then you want to go to the top right. That's where the mines are located. And we will also get the achievement for the free sword. Again, this game has bum combat. Hey. But you'll see that bum combat is less of a focus in this game. It's actually way more about magic. And the topic of magic, I explained it in the intro, right? It's very big in East 2. But there's a big story thing that happens. Let me phrase it like that. So you saw those golems. We can't hurt them yet. But again, we'll get there in a second. So this is the guy that's guarding the mines. So since we have permission, he will open them. But we're not done with Lance Village yet. This segment is Lance Village. I need to put like the timestamps in the YouTube thingy. You can make like timestamps. But yeah, we're still in the Lance Village section. So above the golems is an old man. And he, if you don't have any equipment, there you go, he will give you, he's like, there's demons around, why do you not have any gear? And I have a spare sword, so just take it, man. He always has two, he always has a spare one. And this will pop the achievement. Yeah, there you go. Oh, my face might be covering it, right? When I'm editing this. But yeah, you get a free sword. And there's also the ancient tablet. Use the maps as well for this game. It's on the Steam guide section, also on Google. Make sure to use the maps. Yeah, this is just a beautiful scenery, so I should do some green screen shenanigans here, but I might try. Also on this field, you can pick flowers and apples. And we get a cute little cutscene with Lilia. This isn't mandatory, you don't have to do this, but I like to do, when possible, the little things in games. So yeah, let's just take the view in. I try to like put myself next to them. Okay. So now, you see that guy in his house? You have to gift him. There's like an affection mechanic in this game. Usually you only need to give him 3 items. You can just give him apples and flowers. But he needs 5 or 6, I think. And after you do that, he will tell you about the ducks that I showed off a bit earlier. And that they sometimes eat gold. You can't get the achievement before you do this. Like this, it's like a flag in the game. So you have to give him gifts until he tells you about the ducks. So yeah. And then you go to the ducks. You don't have to give them anything. Because sometimes the game is like, do you want to give him an apple? Don't. Just go to the ducks. I might even show it here. Yeah, don't give him anything. It's one of the baby ducks. There you go. And then they give you gold. 500 whole gold pieces. But the important thing for us isn't really the gold, it's more about the achievement. So next up, you have to gift her 3 times, and she will talk about wanting to marry you. And you have to do the same for her brother, and he will tell you, I can give you my sister. But there are 4 food items that you have to receive and eat. Okay? I don't know if you can save scum this, but just eat them. You're also able to get these items back. However, with 2 of the characters, you just give them gifts again and they give you the item. In 2 of the characters, you have to hurt them. You have to shoot like a fireball and then give them a gift before they give you the food item again. But anyways, 4 characters in total. I will show them all off, and then you receive the food, and you have to eat it for the achievement to register. So next up is should be her brother, unless I recorded it weird. Let's see. Yeah, that's her brother Theo. So same thing with him. Give him a couple of gifts, and he will also give you a food item. And then you eat it, and that's progress towards the achievement. And then we're almost done with Lance Village for now. Okay. The road of Freed is just if you go up where you saw the golems to the left, it's just there, but you can only have 1. So in case you eat it or give it to someone, you can go back to the same spot. But you can only have 1 at a time, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's the second food item that you receive, so eat it up. And then I do give him a Rhoda fruit just to test it out, but he doesn't do anything. I might need to get back to this later, but I decide, okay, if you're not gonna give me anything, fuck you. I'm just gonna reload the save. So now we check our notes. So at this point, these are the characters that you should have written down in your notebook. So just look at the screen. The question marks that are there right now, that's fine, okay? It's supposed to be like this. So just make sure to have all of those characters. And I'll talk to you at the next part.
Alright. So, before we head into the mines, we talk to Legs again. And you don't gotta do this, I just do it to show off like some more lore. So the words of the priest lie written in the 6 books, and the power will lead to the hero to this land. Below ground is a door, sealed shut to hold the demons advance. When the books have been restored to their rightful owners. I actually gotta... 1 second. I apologize. Yeah, when the books have been restored to the rightful owners, that seal will be released. Okay, so now we head into the mines proper. So I actually forgot that door right there. I'll show it properly in the video. I'm just talking about like when I actually played the game, right? I also forgot that you can charge the fire spell. But we go into the mines for the first time. Mainly to get the bestiary potion first. If you want to, you can get the firing as well, but since again I'm getting all the achievements, right? I only get the magic and then walk out again, get the bestiary potion, then do some grinding, right? And you'll see why. And after that, go back into the mines. So yeah, I actually decided to leave it in the video to have it be more concise. But yeah, so we go back to legs. Sorry, not legs. We go actually to the left, and you see that like cracked wall. You just use the magic here, so you have to equip it and then use the use button. Then you get the bestiary potion. So the bestiary potion. A vial filled with a murky blue liquid gives insight on defeated enemies. So again, as in East 1, equip it, use it, and now you can start filling your notebook. I actually found out which button swaps between the villagers and the monsters. It's L3 or, well, I actually forgot, L3 or R3. So like you have to push the controller and the piston. Or you can just press S. There's also the rotor fruit that I mentioned. In case you don't have one, it spawns right here, so feel free to pick that one up. And okay, I left that in on accident. Okay, so you see I'm level 6 now. You don't have to be level 6 in order to defeat the golems. You just have to have a certain strength level. But because I'm not gonna buy the longsword yet, just level to level 6, since we are also doing the monster achievement where you have to fill out the codex. So yeah, just get to level 6. In East 2 you will have to grind sooner or later anyways, if you're playing on Nightmare. The level scaling in this game is kinda whack, I'm gonna be real. If you are 2 levels away apart from a monster, I think, you still get normal XP. But then after 3 levels you just get like 1 XP. And it makes like a huge difference. Like, literally, it's the difference between not being able to defeat an enemy, and I'm talking like you don't deal any damage. Not you deal shit damage, you literally don't do any damage. You can't hit the enemy, and doing, you know, normal damage and then just shitting on the enemy basically. But yeah, so you always want to make sure to, well, if you're just filling out the book, the monster book, you'll be at an okay level anyways. Okay, so we touched the goddesses statue of Rhea and Fia, well, the winged one statues I should say, and we will now be able to use magic. Yes, Adel can now use magic. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, East 2 focuses extremely on the magic system and not really on the melee bump combat system. Like the first boss can't even be damaged by melee. Okay, so that's the door that will open up way later on, so ignore it for now. But do make sure, as you can see I already have the fireball because I messed it up. I forgot to go into this door, but for this video, right, I show it properly. So go into that one first, and that's the statue of Hadal. So, it's good that you have come, warrior. Disaster once again falls upon the land of Ease, as the demons appeared in the world below. So too did they here in Ease. He who controls them resides within the Solomon Shrine. When you have brought each of the Book of Ease to its rightful owner, the way there shall be open to you. Alright, so all the books we got from East 1. Remember all the books we picked up and managed to gather together? Yeah, we gotta bring it to the actual statues of the 6 priests now. And all of them are in the mines. So the mine, the first dungeon, it's actually a pretty big dungeon. Like, this is the first thing you do in the game, and you're gonna spend like a good... If you don't use the maps, use the maps by the way. If you don't use the maps, you're gonna spend like, honestly, like 4 hours, 5 hours in here. But if you use the maps, you should be spending like at most, and if you also grind out the enemy information, between like 1 or 2 hours, depending on how chill you're doing it, if you're doing something on the side, right? But yeah, in my opinion, actually a really good first dungeon. I just wish it was less confusing, because it is very confusing. It reminds me kinda of what was it called? Etrian Odyssey, where you had to like draw your own maps. Like, it's actually a gameplay mechanic where you draw your own dungeon maps. So yeah, there's a caved-in wall that we were sent here to take care of. So the doctor is behind this wall. You want to make sure to, after we free him, after he talks to you, so the game basically automatically makes him talk to you. It's like the situation with the nurse basically. You talk to him again in order to get his notebook entry. You don't have to do this now, because he will be in the village afterwards. But we're trying to make it all as concise, excuse me,
concise and nicely packed together as possible. So now we talk to him and he tells us what he needs for the potion. So yeah, you're a traveler. Why are you here? Did you get sent to help me out? Did you like get my letter? Is basically what he's saying. And then we tell him, you know, the whole Lilia situation and that we know about the cave-in. Now he's like, okay, so Lilia is sick. Well, in order to clear her sickness, we need a Salsetta flower and a Rhoda fruit. Salsetta flowers only grow in like very dark and damp places. And how nice that this is a mine where, well, a dungeon where it's very dark and damp. Also, you see that rubble, it used to lead to the sanctuary. Yeah, there's a statue that you will be missing. I'm just gonna talk about it now in case someone's like, what is happening? There is a statue that is missing that you can't get to yet. That is on purpose. It's supposed to be that way because the way to it is caved in. Okay, so now that we know what the doctor needs and we have his diary entry, it's time to look for rest of the statues and pick up all the items of this dungeon before we obviously head to the boss. So, next part of the shrine. If you ever get lost, you saw how that door had like pillars and looked more like a stony entrance. That means you're going to the statues, and if it's just a normal staircase, that means it leads deeper into the mine. So, that's the Priest of Tova. It's good that we have come. Just as Hadal bears the magic of fire, I, Priest of Wisdom, bear the magic of Altar. Each of us grant you new power to aid you on your journey. You will need all 6 to strike at the heart of the evil. Okay, so they tell us about that each priest school, each of the 6 priests, have their own type of magic that they specialize in. If I remember correctly, you don't actually need all 6 types of magic to like beat the game, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get all of it. So, next up, if I remember correctly, should be the fire ring. It's very important. Like for this game, you use magic a lot. You mainly use magic. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Bomb combat is still in this game, but you use magic. It just is what it is. Yeah. So there you go. You see that chest? That's the fire magic. So you kind of gotta juke this guy, because I even leave that dev in just to show that, yeah, it is kind of hard. So there I managed to make use of the bomb combat proper and acquire the fire magic. So right off the bat, you can charge the fire magic, alright? You can charge it right now, right here. Or you can just spam it. In the beginning, I actually forgot that you don't have to acquire the charge up, the boosted fire magic. You just have it. So I spammed a lot of enemies, but that deals way less damage. So make sure to charge it. It's very quick as well. It's like, it's not even a second. The charging doesn't even take a second. But yeah. So the MP system in this game, kind of funny. So your MP recharges when you're not using magic. But the more you use magic, there is like it's like a stamina bar kinda. There is like a part of the bar that doesn't refill until you like go to a statue or sleep in a bed or like rest up properly, right? So that only really plays a part when you're like going into a boss fight. So before you go into a boss, you kind of want to make sure that your MP is full. But you can also use items to restore it. I don't know, I just thought that I should mention it. That yes, your MP recharges, but you see that grayed out type. Well, it's actually blued out, but you see that grayed out part. I don't have access to that anymore until I heal up, basically. Okay, so Priest of Dabi.
He tells us when trouble arose on the land, East was lifted into the sky with powerful magic. Whoa, 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 relax there. With powerful magic. With it came the source of all demon kind, unbeknownst to those thereupon. Demons are a byproduct of magic itself. They are the flip side of the coin. With magic, there shall always be demons. Inexorably. I don't know what that word means, actually. To end this correlation, we need the goddesses, and so it falls upon you, warrior, to find them. So yeah. If demons exist... if magic exists, demons exist. Alright? That's just how it is. So while you can, like, kind of circumvent it a little bit, you know, like the Rhea and Fia did by just stopping the Clarier production and putting the black amelas, we have to get the Clarier ring, and by putting the black amelas in the ground, and having white amelas in the first place, so having Eldine bodies to, like, control it, you can't, there is no way to stop it, right? If magic exists, if black amelas exist, demons automatically exist as well. That's just how it is. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that all demons are evil, but most of them are. But I wouldn't even say evil, it's just it's their nature, right? They just look for the magic. They just try to get it, so they kill whatever's in the way. I don't know. Okay, so next up is the Priest of Gamma. So as demons who were born of the power of magic, they are pitiable creatures with no purpose in life other than to fight and eventually die. As has ever been the case with all living beings, their existence is dictated by their appearance. However, if you could speak with them, perhaps they would have something of interest to say. So, yeah, see, that's what I meant when I said they're not necessarily evil, because most of them aren't even sentient. They can speak once you get, like, the alteration magic. You can speak to them, but it's not like they fully understand, like, have free will or understand what they're doing. They're more like smart beasts. I'm the priest of Mesa. It is good if you come. 700 years ago, East was transformed into a massive arc in the sky in hopes of escaping. At its summit sits Solomon trying to reach it. You must climb the fire and the ice. So it alludes to two areas, mainly the lava area and the ice area. And all we're left with is a book of Hadal. In fact, Hadal, my bad, it's at the beginning of the dungeon. So in this video you actually saw it properly, but me personally, I actually have to go back. So yeah, there's that. Alright. What are we missing? The Flower of Salsetta, right? But I think, if I remember correctly, well, me personally, I still have to go back because of the statue. But at this point, you should be able to go to the boss. Well, you might not be leveled up enough, but there's the boss door. But I think we have everything that we could possibly get at this point. Excuse me. So, Velagunda. When he opens up, is your best time to hit him. I just show this run because I'm under-leveled for this. You don't want to be under-leveled, especially on Nightmare. So it's time to level up. So there you go. Now I'm level 11, I think it said. These are the enemies that you should have filled out in your notebook. You don't have to do this now. Again, the only missable achievements in Ease are like the escort quest ones and the free short sword. I just want to make sure to show it as concise as possible. So at this point, those are the enemies that you should have filled out in your book. Okay, so you kind of want to, you know, sneak in some attacks if you can. But mainly focus on dodging. Unless he opens up like that, then you want to just blast him with one charged one and then just spam the crap out of it. But yeah, that's Velagundar, first boss. Actually has some mechanics. If you are having issues, just
focus on dodging and only attack when his arms are open. Because when you hit his eye, like when you hit his main body, you deal way more damage, right? Also, you can destroy his arms, so he can't like defend himself anymore. But it shouldn't even get to that point, because in East, specifically these games, so 1, 2, battles are over so quick, right? Either you die in a couple of seconds, or they should be dead in a couple of seconds, right? Even Dark Fact, if you do it properly, it should only take like 10 seconds. Or well, maybe 20. But yeah. So right here, this is the bottom part of the mine, or like the hidden part. We have to pick up the Salsetta flower, light magic, the iron ore, and the evil bell. Yeah, those 4 things. So that's why we're here. The reason why I left this in, like the combat you're seeing right now, is just to show you, yes, it is that rough. Just make sure to save, blast them with magic, don't get too overconfident. Or if you want to, you can just break their ankles, you know? Go for the college football tactic, just swing around them. So let's see here. Yeah, that's the light magic, right? Yeah, that's the light magic. Light magic, it creates light. You can see better. And if you don't know where hidden rooms are, they kind of shimmer. If you have light magic equipped, like the hidden rooms will kind of shimmer, but I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Just get it, right? But use the maps. Or watch. Well, I can't show it all in this video, but yeah, use the map and watch this video, I guess. So now we go. We still need to go to the 2 hidden rooms, and we need to go up for the Salsetta flower. So there's the damp, dark area. So there's the Salsetta flower, which will be used for Lilia's medicine. Nicely done. And for now, all that's left right here is to just get into the secret rooms, pick up the iron ore, pick up the evil bell, and make our way back to Lance Village. Yeah, okay. There's the left secret room, and you can find the iron ore here. I will show in like... Can't really tell by my timeline, but in like a couple of minutes, you can actually get a second piece of iron ore here, but you have to sell the first one for it to trigger the flag. So on the bottom right, there you go. Well, it's more like middle right. In this room, you will find the evil bell. Also, we will come back here once we have the alteration magic for an achievement. So we will couple the second iron ore with with an achievement. I make sure to like put proper timestamps in the video. But yeah, so if you want to, you can use the wing to get back to Lance Village. I would recommend to do so. I just decided to go back to grind some more enemies, right? You don't have to do this. You can just wing back to Lance Village. Okay, so in Lance Village, we check the billboard, and it says urgent, brave soul needed for demon hunt in the basement. Please see Gilla for more information. So, you remember the weird noises from the basement? It actually seems to be demons. So we gotta head over there and check it out. We also get some nice new dialogue. It's just nice, it's just cute. So I wanted to show it. And you do in fact have to do the demon hunt in the basement. It's not optional. The game kinda makes it seem, right, like it's optional. It's not. Because remember, we're still missing a statue of the 6 priests. So, and the sanctuary entrance was caved in. Anyways, talk to the doctor, give him the 2 items, so he makes the potion for Lilia, her medicine. And in case you don't have his notebook entry, talk to him again here. And then you should have it. Alright, also remember the food that we got for giving gifts to Theo and his sister. So now that we have fire magic, if his sister, if you want her food again, you have to shoot her with magic. The brother, I think you can just give gifts again, and then he will give you the meat again, but only when you don't have it in your inventory. And the other two characters, it's that we will meet later on, it's the same, right? You have to shoot the woman in order to gain her affection again, to get her food item. And the man, you just give him a gift again while not having the item in your inventory, and you get the food. And that will make a total of 4. But we're not there yet. I just decided to mention this because we do have the fire magic at this point. So, you can re-get the food item. So it's time for Lilia. This is actually like a somber, and that's why the music is sad, by the way. It's somber scene. Lilia actually knew that she was sick. It's never mentioned what kind of sickness, right? Think of the generic anime sickness when a character is too strong, but the author doesn't know what to do with him, so they just get fucking pneumonia or something. Anyways, yeah, she would have died, right? Or her life, well, depending on how you see death, her lifespan shortened, or she was very, very sick, basically. And she knew that, so she just pretended to be okay in order to at least not make her mother sad, right? It's very bittersweet. It's like sad and beautiful at the same time. It's cute and, you know. But yeah, there's that. So she feels way better now, and her mother, as thanks, gives us the return magic. This is an infinite wing. So we can TP to a lot of major places in the game. Unfortunately, not every place, just specific places. Okay. Some more stuff we do before we head into the next part of the game. So we gotta go to Gilla's house. Talk to him, agree to help him, and he will open the basement. And once you're down there, you want to equip the evil bell, ring it, and the wall should break down, and it should spew out a lot of demons. I decided to cut out most of the fighting because there's a lot. I'm not joking. There's like a shit ton of demon here. I had to kill like close to 80 demons before they stopped spawning. But yeah. Gameplay wise, what does the evil bell do? You ring it and enemies focus on you, so they run after you. So if they were non-aggressive, they kinda get aggressive. Only really important for this part of the game. And you can use it to help you with an achievement relating to Tarf, which are basically all the mystical achievements. So yeah, this is the place where the entrance would have been in the cave, but it got destroyed by rubble. Or the cave-in, I should say. Okay, so the Priest of Fact. The demon's strength grows daily, and soon the power we've been granted will be no more. They still function by the grace and protection of the goddess, but their time grows to a close end. If the demons are not stopped, their reign of chaos and destruction shall expand and consume the world entire. But you, warrior, may yet bring peace. Solomon's Shrine hides the source of all. Go there and put an end to this. A relic exists granted by the goddess. It is known as the Scroll of Guidance. Each of the statues blessed by their own will. Step before them and read it, and the way shall be made plain to see. First, find the graven image in Munduria to receive their wisdom. But open it before the statues and you will be told what you must do. So basically, this is another key item. Whenever you see a statue of the twins, you go to it and it will tell you what to do next mainly. Okay? That's it. And also, the way to Solomon's Shrine, well, in big quotation marks, is now open. So right here, I left this in to show, like, not how long it took, but there you go. Once you get this message, you have to go back up, so where the Shrine of Fact was, beat the 2 slimes here, and then you get another message, and the achievement, as you can see, pops up. Holy moly. This took so long. They just kept on spawning. Okay. I also decided to include this. She asked us our name, so we tell her. And the newborn piglet is now named Adel. It's very cute. Alright. If you go to the billboard, it also thanks us, Adel the Red, for the extermination. And this is the first time that we're actually being called Adel the Red. Another thing, excuse me. So, if you want to, the first piece of iron ore you sell, you can actually sell it for 6k. In order to be able to do that, you need to get the Mirror of Illusion first, which is in the ice area. Now, I personally don't care about the 6k because I'm gonna have to grind anyways to fill out the notebook. And the second iron ore only spawns once you sold the first one. And he gets to work after you sold the iron ore, so we can get some better armor. So me personally, what I would say to do is forget the extra 3k. Just sell it now. Get the money. We'll do some other stuff. And by the time we're back here, all of the armor will be done. If you want to force the armor to spawn, you have to go, like, talk to him, right? Go out, come back. It's a bit funky like it is one. So now, back in the mine, we get the second iron ore. And, oh. Yeah, actually... Okay, sorry. So they just tell us about, you know, the shit that's going on and head to Solomon Shrine. But yeah, don't go grab the second iron ore yet. I think I kind of messed it up in editing. That shouldn't be there. It should, like, I thought I fixed that yesterday. But anyways, don't go grab the second iron ore yet. Just sell the first one. Go back to the Sanctuary of Toll. But now this door is open. So you want to go in here. And once we picked up all of the key items in the Ice Mountains, then we go back, grab the second iron ore, and also grab another achievement. Okay. So, Ice Ridge of Noltia. Couple of important items we need to grab here. And a very nice farming spot. Acquire the Blizzard Bulb. You need this in order to get to the next part of the ice map. And yeah, right here. So you see that shining light, like the weird barrier. So equip the ice bulb, blizzard bulb, use it, but you kind of have to stand like at the right spot for it to trigger. Now you have access to the other area where a lot more key items will be, or many more key items will be. Okay, there's the secret room, and wonder what we'll get? The Spirit Cape. So the Spirit Cape replaces the healing ring from East 1, and it will now, from here on out, the Spirit Cape is now the staple. This is the heal ring. The heal ring doesn't really exist anymore. It will be the Spirit Cape. We also pick up the Hawk Idol, and this will boost our fire magic. It makes it, I don't actually know if it deals more damage, but it makes it home in. So, can be useful. Some people like it, some people don't. I basically just swap depending on my needs. I don't mind opening up the inventory. So there is the altar magic, and with that in Tau, we can actually get the achievement Where is Aldao? Yeah, I know, it's like Where's Waldo, right? And then the stone shoes, very very important to finish up this area, right? You need this item. Like this is basically the dungeon's gimmick, so you can climb up those slopes. There's the boss room, but It doesn't really open. So when you touch it, your fingers just go cold. Okay, so it's an illusion, right? Yeah, that's not actually the boss door. But you also can't, even if you know where the boss door is, you can't go in. You need the item. Okay, so there's the goddess statue, or like the winged one statue. And this time, on the Mountain of Ice, or the Mountain of Nilta, they tell us... Ice Switch of Noltia, my bad. You must find a true door, which will allow you to get through the ice-covered outer wall. The one that you see is mere illusion, spawned by a magical barrier. If you can somehow reflect the truth, the real door shall appear before you. Please, warrior, do what you must to reach Solomon's Shrine. Right, and that's that. So now we need the Mirror of Anti-Illusion. And once you have that, that's actually the point where you can sell the iron ore for 6k. I don't really care about that, I'ma be real. Just sell it. It's fine. We'll have so much money and we have to get max money anyways for an achievement. So with the anti-illusion mirror in hand and the iron, the reason why I showed the iron ore here is like as a reminder for my edit to explain that you can get the 6k. I did that. Okay, so now we go get the second iron ore. Sorry that I left that in. I might have to cut that out. And the reason why we do it now is you use the altar magic and you go to the second hidden room, the right one, and talk to that demon. And his name is Aldo. And the achievement should pop. Nice. Beautiful. So yeah, I need to cut that one part out. My bad. Okay. Now while we're here as well, so when you sell the second iron ore, right? Just save the game, spam fire magic 50 times at one villager, and you should get another achievement. You can also hit other villagers, but I just hit this guy 50 times and decided to reload myself because I felt bad. I still want the achievement, but, you know, I felt bad, so I reloaded the save. So, before this boss, these are the enemies that you should have completely filled out. You don't, again, in East 2 it's not that important, you don't have to do it now, but you will need the levels anyway, so there you go. Equip the mirror, use it, and it will show you the actual entrance to the boss fight. So let's go in, put down a save, and face Tialmeth, a jumping demon that just shoots out ice magic. In the first half of the fight, I'd say, he jumps once, right? And then at half HP, he jumps twice. That's about it. Yeah, and sometimes he attacks twice. Like, he's super easy. You should have no issue. This is on Nightmare, by the way. You should have no issues. If you do, just level up once or twice. That's about it. So, Ice Switch of Noltia, done. You can pick up that herb if you don't have one in your inventory. Heals you up, gives you mana. Which is nice. It respawns after like 5 real minutes or something. I don't know. Well, not real minutes, in-game minutes. So if you use a speed up function, which I don't, I should use speed up, I'ma be honest. But yeah. So now we reach the Moat of burnedbless. There's a statue of the twins right above us. So I just wanted to test if the return magic allows me to visit the dungeons basically. They don't. But yeah. So it feels as if we're being watched. And the game shows us that there's the twin statue right there. So let's talk to that for some guidance. And on our paper now is inscribed, Great Warrior, you have done well in reaching the region of burnedbless. This area of lava was created by the priest to shield against the demon's onslaught. It was not an easy task to create such a drastic yet stable shift in environment, but we did what was necessary to ensure our security. The only way to reach Solomon's Shrine is by traversing the path through the lava itself. You may find some nearby who could be of help to you. Be sure not to judge solely on appearance. It is also likely that you may find one of the priest's magic here, as well as something else. Other magical doodads. Please, warrior, do what you must. So, I'll talk to you guys at the next part of this. Okay, let's talk burnedbless. First things first, you wanna head to the left side in order to pick up the iron ore, as you can see on screen right now. It will just literally, at this point, right, the iron ore doesn't do anything anymore. You can just sell it for some extra money, which can help with the maxing out the money achievement. And after that, if you see me like cut back, it's to show the route better, and I did the grinding for the notebook, right? So as always, even though it's not really missable, just make sure to grind out all the bestiary notebook information. Or if we visit a village, right, even if I don't show it, talk to everyone in the village. That's about it. After picking up the iron ore, the next step is getting to the village to trigger the flag so we can save the child, right? So right now I'm just showing how to get there. Again, like in the ice section, I actually skipped over it because you should definitely use the maps. Like, how do I explain this? If I show it all in the video, my videos are already like really long, right? If I show it all in the video, it's basically just a long play, right? And that's not the goal of this. This is just how to show you to achieve everything. Not showing you every step by step you have to do in the game, just everything you need to do in order to beat the game, give you some tips, and how to get all of the achievements. So this is the next city we unlock. You can actually teleport here with the return magic. It's the colony of lava. She tells us that basically when you arrive in this village, everyone is treating you very harshly, right? And this old woman, because she's not like fully in the loop, she actually tells you, oh, you're the red-haired guy that we were warned about. So in order to trigger the flag, you have to turn into a Rue. So Ruba will see you as a demon and actually tell you, we made sure to not let Adel pass, because his son is being held captive by the demons. So after you turned into a demon, unequip the magic. Well, they're not actually demons, but that's some lore stuff. You unequip the magic, and now you basically tell him, listen man, you literally just told me what's going on, so let me help you out. So he tells you about what happened. This black cloaked man, it is not Darkfact, it's another black cloaked man. And he told the villagers, look, I'm gonna take your son, there will be a red-haired swordsman, don't let him pass. So, of course, we offer our help, and we get granted. Let me sync it up with the video, because in the last part it kinda get messed up, but it should be very fine now. Yeah, we offer to rescue his son. Let's see here. Okay, he does believe us now. And in order to progress, we need an item that he will give us now. And those are the whisper earrings, so we can hear even the faintest of sounds. But in order to get to his son, we need another item. How do we get that? Well, the creature we turn into with the alteration magic, they're called Roos, right? They're like sacred beasts. They are seen as demons, but they're not actually demons. So you go back to the statue, so the beginning of this maze, and you have to ring the demon bell. If you actually stay farther away, you can see one of them properly come out, but I kinda messed up here. So you will just see like a small silhouette, but we'll enter anyways, so that's fine. So make sure to equip your alteration magic, you turn into a Rue, and now you can enter. Also, talk to everyone in here, because they do count towards the character notes. And the important item that we have to pick up in here is the Rhoda leaf. And since we're here anyways, let's just pick up the Rhoda fruit as well. The Rhoda leaf, what it does is you can basically use it as a mask. So you breathe through it, and that way the area in this dungeon that has like these poison fumes that will kill you, it can't hurt you. You can also rest here and teleport here. So if you're grinding and you ran out of magic, or you're very low on health and you don't want to stand there like a, you know, like a turtle to regen your health, you can just TP here and rest up. Since the lava village actually doesn't have a place to rest. So, with the leaf in our hands now, we are able to pass through the poisonous area and rescue Tarf. So I just show off all of the new characters we met. The 2 question marks of the enemies, we'll get to them later. You can't access that area yet because the bridge needs to be lowered. So, make sure to equip the rotor leaf. And we head back left from the statue again. Try to stick to the top. And then take the left, where you found the iron ore, right? But we actually continue. And then we have a long hallway. Well, it's not actually that long, but... And then again, we kinda stick to the left. But I went down. You have to go up. And there's the next door. And this is the poison area. If you don't have the rotor leaf, you will die. Remember Darm Tower with the organ music playing? It's the same principle. Okay. As you saw, I grinded up a little bit. I cut it out, obviously. Keep going left. And then up, because we need another item. Namely, the black pearl. And yes, it is the... Well, you'll see. But it is the black pearl. It is a black emerald. Like, actually. So now, it's finally time to rescue Tarf. You can ignore these enemies. If you want to farm them, you can, but it's very dangerous, so make sure to save. But you can just run away. So we go back 1 room and then to the top right. We continue kinda going top right. And in this room, you have to equip the Ring of Whispers, or the Whisper Earrings, in order to be able to actually hear Tarf. And there's also someone else in the room within, named Keith. And he seems to be a demon, but he actually has not just sentience, but what would you call it? Free will, I guess? Yeah, so is he actually a demon or is he not? Because we know Darklings are humans, right? They're just humans that did a certain thing, like I explained in the intro. The ones that learned magic from the Eldeen. But demons aren't human. They're their own race that get spawned when magic is around. It's kind of weird. But yeah, he seems to be a demon, but we're not really sure. So he tells us, tell Adel to give us the black orb. We don't know why, but we do, because apparently he needs it in order to break the wall. So he breaks the wall for us, but then he runs away. So, kinda funny business, but we see him walk away right there, like we get a glimpse of him. He'll get important later, but for now there's nothing we can do. We can't even talk to him, he just runs away. But yeah, that's Tarf. And except for the sword achievement that I told you about in the beginning, right, that's missable. This is the other thing that's missable, and there's multiple achievements tied to Tarf. So this is like proper missable. So it's gonna be kinda annoying, but what you want to do, first things first, feed him anything you have on you. So herbs, apples, even the gift food that you get, because don't worry, like I explained, you can get the gift food back. There's also some lore on screen right now. You can get the gift food back. I actually was in the situation where I didn't have enough food, so I had to give him the meat pie and stuff. It's okay. It's not an issue to get back. I think I showed it earlier. For the woman, the 2 women that give you the food, you have to shoot them once and then give him a gift to get it back. And for the 2 men that give you food, you just give him another gift and you get the food. Okay. So, once you gave him enough food, he gets to level 2. Why is that important? Because now he can actually fight back. He's gonna throw rocks. Make sure to save, because, yep, from here on out, it's gonna be at 6 times speed. Okay? You need to get him to max level. He levels up every time he defeats an enemy, and you have to defeat about 10-ish enemies, okay? So just save. Block the enemies with Ruhr magic, because then they won't attack you back, and you can just block their way while he, as you can see here, while he kills them. So, first achievement is tied to him leveling to max, okay? So we don't actually bring him to the village yet. We walk all the way back to where we found the iron ore earlier, okay? But you can't go through the poison area, that's why I'm taking the detour on screen. That's why I'm showing this off, and instead of cutting it out. If you take the poison area, he will die. So we have to take the detour. But the good thing is, while we're getting there, there's the achievement, he should be max level, right? In here, again, save, and you have to get him in that corner. It's annoying. Just keep at it. You will be able to do it. I should edit the audio out at this part because of the speed shenanigans. It sounds terrific. So I'm gonna edit the audio out here and put some other music under it. Okay. So, once you actually manage to get him into the corner... Oh, this is so annoying. You get the measurement achievement. The police are on the way. Yeah, as they should be. Okay, finally, we can bring him to the village. Okay. And once we arrive in the village, we have to do some other small stuff for the achievements, because in the village is actually the third person that will give you a food item that are required for the achievement. For me personally, if you encounter the bug where Steam doesn't put your progress at 3 out of 4, just wait. I literally just refreshed Steam and waited like 10 minutes or so. I just kept playing, and then it did decide to actually pop. But it's not missable, because you can always get it back, right? So save, eat the item, reload the save. If it does, just keep playing. And then once you check Steam, if it didn't register, you can always get the item back. So it's okay. Okay. I actually made a mistake here. I fed the father because I thought he gives you the food. He doesn't. Yeah, see, now I reloaded my save, but I forgot to cut it out. It's okay though, it only took like 10 seconds. This guy next to the well is the one you have to give gifts to, and he will give you some raw meat. So that's 3 out of 4. Oh, I accidentally kept this in. Yeah, see, my editing. This should have been at the back, like the ordering is wrong. But let me actually pause right here. Okay, editing is fixed. So now we properly continue. He lowers the bridge for us since we saved his son. And then we go down next to the well, talk to the guy, give him gifts until he until we receive the raw meat. And to the top right, the dungeon will continue. It's only a couple more rooms left and then it's the boss fight. So if I cut in this video to like the next room where enemies are, right? It's literally just go across the bridge and there's a door to the right. That's it. Because I can't remember if I actually showed the walk or not, but it's right there. Like, even if you look at the East 2 maps, right, it doesn't even like properly show it because yeah. There's the raw meat. That's 3 out of 4. And we actually need that for the next village. You can always get it back, right? So just, excuse me, save, eat it, reload the save. But if you need more, you can just come back here, since we have the return magic. Okay. Okay, there's the door. There's some Minotaur enemies here. That's one of the enemies that we were missing. And in that chest is a little bit of gold. 2k, that's a nice little boost. We'll take that. Nice little cash injection. Okay, right, and then bottom left is the next room. There's the last new enemy that we will encounter. Oh, you can even see one right there. They're called Gene. They're like fire elementals. And then once we're in the next room, we just go straight up, and that's the boss fight. So, this boss. Easy but very annoying. Because I hate the game design where enemies have invulnerability periods, right? So, Gelaldi, you can't do anything right now. Like, literally, you can't deal damage. So right here, when he opens his mouth to spit out his intestines, right? Technically, you can hit the corner of his mouth, but it's super precise. I didn't manage to do it. So you just want to keep the intestine as far away as possible, so you have more time to attack him. So when he sucks his intestine back up and his mouth is open, you just blast fire magic into it. That's how you deal damage. So right here, you could deal damage, but I messed up. So just try to keep the intestine as far away as possible, so when he does suck it back in, you can deal more damage. Because otherwise, as you can see here, there's not much damage you can do. I don't know if he spawns the Gene on other difficulties as well, but on Nightmare mode, he does spawn a couple. You can ignore them, honestly. They literally... they're too slow to run after you, and they don't have a ranged attack, so you can kind of just ignore them. Run around the map, blast him when he opens his mouth, and that's it. So, yeah. This boss just takes time. He's super easy. You literally, it's just... honestly, it's a waste of time. That's all it is. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have equipped the homing magic. Yeah, so again, just run around the edges. When he opens his mouth, blast him. And that's that. Next up, Raya Village. And we've kinda reached a halfway point, so I'll talk to you there. So, the last village that we will encounter in the game, Raya Village. And also, after this is, after we're done with our preparations, is the last part of the game. It's one immense, huge dungeon. Solomon Shrine. Think of Darm Tower. It's like everything you've done up to this point, plus more, okay? And there's also like a bit smaller section, the underground canal or like the sewers. But yeah, so we go back to get some more food because we will need it for another achievement, namely making all of the animals in Raya Village adore us. So we need, or at least I needed, I think 2 or 3 pieces of meat for the cat. And then there are 3 goats. And they eat berries that you can find in the village, and they respawn after a screen transition. And you have to feed them like around 3 times each. So 9 berries, right? So you have to leave and come back a couple of times. But yeah, first we go to Salim, which is the shopkeeper in here, and look at her waist. She is thin. How is that even possible? But we can get some gear upgrades. I don't know if I show them, but we can get some gear upgrades. And you have to, I think you have to buy something in order to be able to sleep in her bed, because she's one of the 3 women whose bed we have to sleep in. But we need the better gear anyway. So just buy the hyper cutter, and then we give her gifts, right? So just feed her some apples and flowers and whatever you have. She is also tied to the last food achievement. So she gives you the last piece of homemade meal. So just make sure to give her all the gifts until she gives you the cranberry pie, I think it is. And then we will also sleep in her bed. We will feed the animals. And yeah. So let's see. Also, yes, all the women in the East games swoon over Adel. Or Adel. But yeah. I would too. Okay. So at the bottom right, you can see her bed. It's kind of finicky to get in. I don't know why, but that's just how the game is, I guess. So just run against it while going up and down, and then you can get in. So you get in, and it feels warm and sinful. I mean, yeah, this is very creepy. She didn't actually allow us to sleep in her bed. In Lilia's bed, it was kind of fine because they literally allowed us to rest there, but here it's just weird. Anyways. She gets the impression that we prefer older women. Alright. Okay, there you go. It's the crewberry pie. So make sure to eat it, and then the achievement should pop. But save beforehand. Well, you can get it back, but as always, just make sure to save and then reload and wait a little bit, I guess. So, I eat it, and the achievement pops. Beautiful. I will make timestamps in this video. I will put timestamps in the video if you just care about a certain achievement. But yeah. So these are the 3 goats. They mainly eat crewberries. So just feed them like 3 times each goat. Should be fine, right? And then this woman, she actually tells us that her daughter got abducted. And she's gonna get sacrificed. You remember the guy with the black cloak? He talked about ringing the bell. So they literally are sacrificing humans. I don't know if it's actually just girls, but I guess they're easier to kidnap. In his house, this cat you actually also have to feed. So the 3 goats and this cat. So give it 2 pieces of meat, I think. That triggered it for me. No, it's 3. Okay. So I had to go back. Yeah, I had to go back, get some more raw meat. TP back to the village. Okay. So it's 3 pieces per animal. So each goat 3 times. And then the cat 3 times. And then the achievement should pop. Let's see if we get it right here. That's the wrong house. Let's do some breaking and entering, I guess. Okay, there's the achievement. Nice. So next up... oh yeah, I wanted to show this. Look at this grave. Dana the Displays. Remember in the Ease 1 video when I said... Because of the way the East Games lore works, right? We're just reading the adventures of Adel, basically his diary. They can just make a game about the dog of some randoms guy. Excuse me. Yeah, Dana the Displays, Lacrimosa of Dana. It's insane, man. The world building, I love the world building in the East Games. It's amazing. Okay, so... I just showed off that house because it becomes very important later on. We'll get that when we get there, but it's also the spot where you can refill your HP and MP. So we talked to Gorto, and he talks about, tells us that he also got a vision about like these 2 beautiful women that told him that he should help out a red-haired swordsman. So I'm assuming that he is of the bloodline of the 6 priests. But we will see at the end of this game, like the lead up to the boss, what actually happens. But yeah. Like I said, East 1, 2 and Origins, it heavily revolves around the Ancient Kingdom of East, the 6 priests, Rhea and Fear, the Black Orb, and the Darklings. In later games, not so much. Like Darklings, they do pop up, right? The lore is interconnected, but 1, 2, and Origins, this is the main focus. East, like the land of East, Rhea, Fear, the Black Orb, the Darklings, Darm Tower, right? All of that. The demons. And at the end of this game, you will actually see why it's so important in these games. Like, they completely are focused around it, but the other games are not. Anyway, Sada did take up the sword of his father and decided to save Maria by himself. But Solomon's Shrine is like teeming with demons. But he decided he still has to do it because he can't wait for a miracle. And yeah. But before we are allowed to actually enter, we have to talk to his dad. Not Gorto's dad, but Sada's dad. And Haddad. And he will help us out. And once we get his help, then we are allowed to enter Solomon's Shrine. Okay, so let's get our last bit of preparation out of the way. So we talk to him and he actually asks us for help. He tells us, my son went in there. So the guy we just saw is his son. And he wants us to go and look for him. And not as thanks, but in order to be able to communicate with the outside world or like long distance communication, he gives us the Lila shell or Lila shell. And this is like, just think of it as an ancient smartphone. It's a conch shell that allows you to talk to someone. Or think of One Piece, you know, the bella 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 bella. Think of it like that. It's just a telephone at the end of the day. Long distance communication. Okay, a mysterious shell given to Adel by Haddad allows for long distance communication. Yeah. So there you go. That's all the preparation done for now. So now we just go back to Gorto. And he will open the gate for us, and then it's off to the last part of the game, which will be massive. Massive, I tell ya. Massive. Also, if you got the money, buy the reflex armor. Alright, I'll talk to you in Solomon Shrine. Solomon Shrine, Part 1. I'm gonna show the important parts. In the beginning, I think oops, I died. Yeah, you have to use transformation magic. You can't enter otherwise. Solomon Shrine, it is fucking massive, okay? Remember like Darm Tower being roughly half of the game? This is legit like 3/4 of the game. Maybe even more. Like, the rest of the game maybe was like 1/7 or 1/8. Like, it is insane how massive this last dungeon is. So I'm obviously not gonna show you how I ran around. I will throw up the map in a second, just to show. Yeah, there you go. It looks small, right? On the map. It is not. And there's also an underground sewer canal thingy. So yeah, it's a lot. I will show you when I pick like items up, for example, right? I'll show all of the important spots on the screen, obviously, but I will only show the full run right now, like how you get to a certain place, because that item is the one you should grab first, in my opinion. Okay. Hoi hoi hoi. Solomon Shrine, man. Like, okay, on one hand, this is how you do a dungeon, right? But because the game is so small, like the window size, it's not like modern East games where it's fully 3D and you can see everything on screen, or even the Ark of Nephishtim engine games where you can see everything. And you can kinda tell where you are. Yeah. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. It's a great dungeon. It's just when you come off of it, basically, because I'm obviously recording after I just did it, right? It is a lot. It is a lot. Took me like to finish, like from this point to the end of the game. Took me like 4 or 5 hours. So yeah, I'm not gonna torture you with 4 to 5 hours of raw footage. That would be insane. Okay, so you talk to her in demon form and that will give you the pass. The pass is needed to open all the gates around the shrine Not the doors. For that you will need the key. The pass allows you to get past the guards, basically. Okay. For example, that guy. Okay, next up. You have to equip the whisper earrings and then listen to their conversation, because it's not just lore, and they don't just tell you what's happening. They give you a password that you need to get past a different guard, who doesn't just take the pass, like the item, but you also need to give them the password. Oh yeah. It's a great last dungeon, man. It's just a lot. There you can see Zava. Let me tell you something about Zava. Let me give you a little sneaky peek for Origins. She's been living a long time. She's been alive a long time. So basically, there's the Ring of Ease. It halves mana consumption. So basically, the major players from Origins, which is a prequel, are here as well. Then in here, I don't honestly know if this is required, but she tells you that the character moved. So I just decided to show it. There's some free gold in here. There's another spot with like another 3k in it. So this guy actually needs the password, and you have choices. So choose the right one. Okay, in here, equip your light magic. And you will get the sacred cup. This will be very important in a little bit. In a little bit. So I decide to TP back to Ramia village. I can't even remember why, but it has to be either for like oh yeah. Okay, that's why I showed it. Ramia village, if you get lost or if you think this way is quicker, TP to Ramia village. So that's what I did here. Oh my god, I suppressed that memory. So that's Dalles. Meet Dalles, everyone. Say hi. You can't fight him. If you hit him, you don't do any damage. He doesn't fight back, but you lose a lot of HP. So he says, I granted you a second chance, but, you know, you didn't take it. So he turns us into a demon. Like an actual demon. We look like a Roo, but I'm pretty sure it can take different forms. But we got turned into a Roo. So, people don't really want to talk to us when we are a demon. So at the bottom left of the canal, which we are in right now, we can find... Well, I just show this off because, again, this is a bot later. But in there are all the survivors. But obviously they don't let us in because they think we're a demon. So what do? Well, good thing we picked up the Sacred Cup. So if you do it like I did, you can just TP to Ramia village, because we already have the Sacred Cup. Otherwise you would have to run around and find it. So we talk to Haddad, and he tells us that the old man might be able to help us. And he actually does. Because I think I showed it. I can't remember because, again, it's been like a day when I recorded the other part. You can heal up at the bottom of his house, right? Because there's like this blessed well. It is, in fact, like holy water, basically. And it can also cure us from our demonism. It doesn't actually work on, like, demons. It's just because we aren't supposed to be a demon, right? Dalles just used his magic to turn us into one. And with the Sacred Cup and the holy water, we will be able to turn back into Adel. Dalles, well, he's obviously gonna be a boss fight, so maybe I should talk about it once the boss fight happens. There's some funny stuff you can do. I unfortunately didn't record footage of it, but you shouldn't try to use magic against him. But there's some funny stuff that can happen when you do try to do it, but don't. Look up a video. Yeah. Okay, so now we're back to being a human. And we get a free heal as well. So next up we go back. You can actually TP here, right? So you just TP here with your magic. And now they let you in. As always, also make sure to just talk to everyone. I think I actually messed up here, but you can always do it later. Don't worry, you're not gonna... There aren't any missables anymore, okay? I show it all in the video. It's not missable anymore, but I think you can save yourself some work if you do it right now. But in the other room, we will actually find Lilia. But because I talked to her immediately, the cutscene triggers. So we go in here, and yeah, I decided to talk to her first instead of the other two guys. So the cutscene afterwards triggered, and they all get turned to stone. So she gives us the shrine key. This is needed to open the actual doors, right? Remember, the pass lets you get past the guards, but you need this key to open the doors. So Dalles now decides that, well, we might be a grand adventurer and be able to take suffering ourselves, but what about if other people suffer in front of us? So he turns everyone into stone. Yeah. Also, the reason why they're adopting all these people is, well, they like their suffering, and also if they happen to be of the priest's family, well, that's great. That's where they just capture everyone they can and kill them. Okay, in here is the free K gold. You can pick it up if you want to, but you don't really, right? We're gonna grind all the enemies anyways, and yeah. So this woman also tells us about stuff having been moved. And this is actually the room I used to farm this specific enemy. I think I have footage of that. But you need to kill this enemy as well for your achievement. So that's the room I used. So you just go in, kill her, go out, kill her again. But you have to do it in human form, obviously, without alteration magic. In this room, we actually get the Iron Shield, which is the penultimate armor in this game. It's not iron, actually. Why did I just say that? That's not true. I lied. Well, I didn't lie, but that's false information. You'll see. I'm sorry, I apologize. In here we get the time magic, Zawardo, Tokivotomare. Very, very powerful, and you will probably need to use this in order to finish the logging every enemy achievement, but I have footage of that, so don't you worry. Don't you worry. So, I use the return magic, go back to Ramia village, because it's easier to get here that way. Ay. This dungeon is massive, man. It's massive. Okay, so this leads us into the other part of the sewer. Ay. There's a chest right there, and it contains the silver pendant. This is needed for progression. It's not just an upgrade. You have to equip this and talk to the statue in order to get teleported to a different part of the map. Okay, so in here is our next boss, the first boss of the shrine area. And behind that, you will have to make use of the silver pendant. So Druegar. It's the big spider. You want to hit the front. So right there, you want to hit that. And honestly, don't really bother with charged attack. You can do like one charged attack and then just spam, but spamming is better. So these eggs, you can also destroy them with melee. In case the battle is too hectic for you. Yeah, I just showed it off there because I was way too underleveled. But in case it gets too hectic for you, what you want to do is just run against the egg and destroy them with melee. With bump combat. Yeah, this is the room I show off just to show you how to farm this enemy specifically. So now we try again. Big spider boss. So shoot the face, charge, and then just blast them. And then you have to dodge anyways, and then you can charge up a big one if you want to, and then spam again. But of course, during the time attack segment, this will be shown off way better. Hopefully. I actually don't know. I haven't recorded that part yet. But yeah, Druegar goes down. We get a lot of XP actually. So behind that, we will find the statue of the twins. Nice. So equip your silver pendant. Well, they give you some guidance, but you don't really need it. But yeah, equip your silver pendant. Oh, they give you the guidance to tell you about the pendant in case, you know, you don't know, you haven't explored enough, you don't have a guide, whatever it might be, right? So you're like, ah, okay, I missed an item. So equip it and just walk against the statue and you get teleported. So now we're in the West Wing. Oh, I actually showed the right way. Okay, so just remember this way. Then we actually get called on our smartphone, and Tada tells us that, oh, there's someone in the town. Someone has arrived. Who could it be? It's actually kind of funny. Like, could you guess? Place your bets right now. Who is it? I bet you didn't guess it's Tarf, did you? Well, we leveled him to max level, so maybe he'll be able to help us out. This is important for the lore, because... Well... I shouldn't just spoil it. Yeah, you'll see. But there are reasons why he's here. Okay, so... While we're here... if you're low on HP or mana, you can go to his well, and you can get some extra lore about the silver pendant, if you are so inclined. But what we have to do is actually, lift the curse, because everyone got turned to stone, right? So let's work towards that goal. Oh, I do decide to show the way? Okay. It's pretty, like, straightforward, but yeah, anyways. The game tells you that you can hear some demons whispering. The reason why they tell you this is if you just run out unprepared, they will straight up, like, immediately attack you, right? But if you turn into a demon, they will tell you that Keith actually ran past here with the sewer door key. So I would recommend turning into a demon right here to get past them, but you don't technically have to, but just be prepared for a tough fight. Okay, so in here we have to find Keith. But before that, I go outside real quick, go to the left door that you saw, and we get the battle shield. This is actually the penultimate armor. It's the battle set. And the ultimate armor, you already know what it is, right? Okay, so here's Keith. And this is, in fact, the guy that we rescued in the back in the lava city dungeon thing. And he took the Black Pearl, but he doesn't have it. But Tarf was also connected to that. So maybe Tarf has it? Well, it's not important for now, but it is very important. Because yes, that is actually the Black Pearl. Okay. So here I just showed off that TPing is very, very useful. So I TP in order to get back here, so I don't have to go through that massive maze again. So with the sewer key, we can actually pull the lever. So we can open the door and pull the lever, and this will drain all the water in the sewers. Or the game calls it canal. And now we can explore way more. So a couple of things to do here. First, we get the battle armor. Nice juicy upgrade. I make good use of that. Be sure to actually equip it. And then right here is a shortcut now, connecting all the different sewers, right? So keep that in mind while you're actually playing. Then over here, we get the Falcon Idol. This isn't needed. It's not needed for an achievement. It's not needed for progression. But it is a way better fire magic, basically. It homes way better. It deals... I think it deals more damage. So yeah. I just pick it up because I like collecting everything. And in here is the battle sword. So now we have the battle armor, set, and sword. So the whole piece. Okay, that is a beautiful design. And some really good damage. Okay. So now Keith has moved here. He does move a lot. And he tells us about the bell tower. The ritual is in fact beginning. And when it tolls 5 times, like at the 5th one, someone's getting sacrificed. And we know that Maria got abducted. There's also a Salsetta flower in here. You can pick it up if you want to. You don't have to. It's basically like a revive. But remember the elixir from way back that costs like 60k? At this point you should definitely have the max money achievement. So if you want to, we can actually TP back. Am I gonna show it right now? We can actually TP way back and buy it. Also, don't worry about those missing characters. I just show it off to like, you know, tell anyone that's watching. You don't have to worry about it. It's fine at this part of the game. It is supposed to be like that. Just like in East 1, right? It's supposed to be like that. Certain characters you can't yet have met. So, to the top left of this area, it's called the Goddess's Palace, and we will be coming back here a couple of times. This is also where, if you decide to grind in this area, where you can get a free... this is your rest room, basically, right? Like, you can get fully healed and full mana. Okay, so they tell us now that we need the second pendant, and we're supposed to free the people that got petrified. And they tell us of an idol that can be used to do just that. So, we have to find the idol, bring it here, and then we'll... what's it called? We get told the next step, basically. I also want to show off how beautiful this scenery is. So just take it in for a second. Okay. So, back to Lance Village. You don't have to do this. Well, there is an achievement that we're gonna do in a second, but you don't have to do this. I just show it off. You can buy the elixir here, and if you equip it, it's a free full revive. So full health, full mana. And small spoiler, I am going to use this for the final boss. You don't have to, but because I've been working so long on this video, right? I just wanted to, instead of showcasing the boss mechanics, I will give you tips, obviously, but instead of showcasing the boss's mechanics, I wanted to do it in like 1 or 2 tries, right? So I decided to buy it, and I will equip it for the final boss. But again, time attack still needs to be done, and I'm pretty sure time attack does not give you an elixir, so there's that. But also, time attack is not nightmare. I think they introduced that after this game, like time attack having different difficulty modes. Okay, so right here, remember where the golems were at the start of the game, and the guy that gives you a free short sword? You can see these mosquitoes like barely. So just go to the spot until the little dots follow you. Then you TP back to the village and go outside, and the achievement should pop. That's the mosquito achievement. Yeah, very obscure. So make sure to do this. again, I think I mentioned this, but I will have timestamps to for like every achievement pop-up, so it's easier and more concise for you guys. So for this fight, it's against Zava. And the way she works, at the beginning of the fight, you don't actually hit her. Like, you won't be able to deal damage to her. And she throws out her minions, and they take the form of a bat. So I decided to equip the Falcon Idol, and you just shoot fire magic at them, right? That's all you gotta do. She will take damage from killing her minions, alright? So if you look at the bottom, she's not taking any damage. She's not taking any damage. But once the minion died, she actually lost a big part. So now she sends out 3. Just keep on dodging if you need to, and shooting them. And then she loses HP. Okay, that's the second time. Okay, so now she sends out the 3rd wave. And it gets increasingly more and more and more, right? It shouldn't be too hard. It's actually pretty easy. So don't try to use bum combat. So now, after the 3rd wave, she actually starts attacking you. And when she does her little funny dance, that's when you can attack her. And down she goes. They actually mentioned something about them wanting to see us do the lambada of the mice, but apparently we made them dance the lambada of the mice. Okay, so keep it pushing, keep it schmoving. What do we find behind? Oh, we heard the bell wrong. That's not good. And we finally find Maria. Or Maria. But since we are going for the achievements, we actually do have to do something stupid here. Tokibo Tomare. Zawardo. So equip your time magic, use it, and the achievement pops. Okay, now we actually do have to save her. So make your way all the way up of this tower. And hopefully we can stop the bell from ringing a 5th time. That's the 2nd one. We'll have to come back here in a second, but right now there's nothing we can do. So just keep it pushing. That's number 3. Why am I like this, man? I should have just went to the top, but I decided to go to the right and left and look. I think I'm actually gonna do it again. That's the 4th time, only 1 remains. Can we make it on time? Well, not if you play like this. And we find Dalles on top. So here he explains that the ritual, the sacrifices, they are just doing it to like hopefully get rid of the priest's bloodline. And he does ring it for a 5th time. He does it himself. So we'll make our way back down to see if Maria is in fact dead. don't forget to pick up the chest. Because the idol, the dreaming idol, is in fact in here. And now, since the barrier has lifted, we can get it in our hands. But we should really check up on Maria, so... Down we go! Her body lies still. We can't check her pulse, but it seems like she is in fact dead. So what do we do now? Well, we TP to Ramia village. Why do we do this, you might ask? Well, I'm gonna talk to her mom. I'm gonna give her the news. So, my achievement for talking to everyone popped right here. That might be because of a past playthrough, even though I reset my achievements. I will show you later when yours should pop, but yours might have popped here, but we're still missing 2 characters, right? That is how it's supposed to be. So if it doesn't pop here, it's gonna pop later, and I will show it in the video, so don't worry about that. So after telling her of Maria's demise, we TP back to the goddess's palace. And what do they tell us? What wisdom do they have to share? You have brought the idol. You can use it to restore those who were petrified. If you place the black pearl in the recess, you can awaken it from its dream. Please bring back the black pearl. So since we got the idol, we're still missing another piece, the black pearl. And if we put that inside of the idol, it will wake from its dream and we can use its power to lift the curse of petrification that has befallen the villagers. So we TP back to Ramia village to talk to Tarf, since he should have the most information about where the black pearl could be. So he remembers that we gave him a stone and he had it, but there's a hole in his pocket, so he dropped it somewhere. Okay, but he also tells us that there was a guard that he met, so maybe he has some more information. We also reassure him that it's okay, we're gonna find it, don't worry about it. But he dropped it after he got here, so it should still be in the village, hopefully. So first we check the actual guard house. And he tells us that someone went through the gate. Wasn't that us? But no, it wasn't. So next up is Gordo. And he mentions that a man in a black cloak, which is Dalles, that he saw him. And he picked something up and then he was gone. So back to the goddess's palace. And the reason I show this is this is the best way, that's why I show it in full, that I found to do this part of the game. It is so annoying because the Solomon Shrine is so massive. So you go back to the sewer, specifically this entrance, right? And I think from here on I will make cuts, but just get here, go to the top, this connects to the other part of the sewer. And then at this part of the sewer, I know it's something. I sped it up a little bit right there. I know it's annoying, but yeah, this is the best way I found. So we go up these stairs, which will bring us to the sector of fact. Why do we want to be here? Well, if we enter, if my past self can find the way, if we enter this door right here, you remember where they held the meeting where we got the password from? The door is actually now open and the black pearl lies on a pedestal. So we can pick it up, go back to the goddess palace, which you can TP there, so, you know, it's not that bad. We have teleportation magic. So we bring it to the twins. They combine it and tell us to break the curse. So we have to go, in order to do this, we have to go to the top of the tower. Remember where Dalles was and he rung the bell? Yeah, we have to go there. And under the bell, we can then use the idol to break the curse. Right here we check up on Maria and her body is gone. So maybe there's still hope. Anyways, we move to the top. Equip the idol. And use it. And with this, the petrification curse is lifted and we get a massive chunk of XP. So next up, we actually have to go to everyone that got freed. So we TP to the hideout. Talk to everyone here. And the brother Keith shows up once again to help everyone out. He drops a wing so everyone can safely TP back to the village and tells us that he'll meet us further ahead. And we get gifted the gold pendant. This is for progression. Remember where we used the silver pendant? You do the same thing, but you equip the gold pendant to progress. But that's a bit later. So for now, we check our note. And there's still someone missing. So what do? Well, there was in fact one more person that got turned to stone. So let's head to him. So you TP back to the goddess's palace, you use the sewers, right? I show off the shortcut. And then at the bottom left, there's actually, remember the guy who went to save Maria? Yeah. Haddad's son. We haven't actually talked to him because we never found him. And he's right here at the bottom left, but he also got turned to stone. That's why I didn't show it. Like I had footage showing him, but or maybe I did. I can't. I'm sorry, it's been a day, so I don't know. But yeah, now he's also broken free from the curse. Unfortunately, though, we have to tell him about the demise of his fiancée Maria. And he laments that he could have been faster, but at the same time there's honestly nothing he could have done. So since he has no need for the sword anymore, he gives it to us. And yeah, your notorious AC achievement, so having noted every character, should pop right here. Okay? So mine popped earlier, but it should pop right here. Or maybe it's not needed, but anyways, he gives us the Claria sword, which is the last piece of equipment in the game, the last tier. So now we talk to everyone. We got the Claria sword, and he also told us if we show his father, who is Haddad, the sword, he will grant us the armor. So with the silver sword in hand, let's TP back to Ramia village and talk to Haddad. That's the wrong house. So, talking to Haddad with the sword in hand, he actually gives us the Claria armor. But he laments that he doesn't have the Claria shield. But we did have that in East 1, right? And there were people helping us. So maybe, just maybe, other descendants of the priest's bloodline also somehow managed to get to East. And maybe they have something in tow for us. So, with the silver sword and armor, it's time to finish our monster notebook and get the achievement your children and your children's children. Basically, you have to kill the gate guardians 10 times. And there's something funny that happens afterwards. So use the time magic here, because you're gonna get destroyed if you don't. So silver sword, and there you go, it popped. Silver sword, silver armor, time magic, and just farm them over and over again until the achievement pops. And then you continue farming them, because we have to fill out our bestiary. So that's the next achievement that should pop. And there you go, that's that. So next up, remember the golden pendant? So turn into a room, go in here, and as you can see, in the name, they are now the generation that is guarding the door. I just thought that was funny. So go back into this room. You don't have to be transformed, by the way. This is where you defeated the spider, if you can't remember. And equip the gold pendant. And this will lead you to the sewer. But don't be confused. It will look like the sewer, right? But you can't reach this otherwise. So you are in fact at the right place. Just because it looks the same, right? Don't get confused. You are in the right place. Okay, no music. That's not good. And the boss door. That's also not good. So, standing in our way, I decide to equip the Claria ring, and I'll explain why in a second, is Dalles. And he tells us that he will parade our mangled corpse, and no parlor tricks granted to us by the twins will help us in this fight. So magic is utterly useless against him. So, equip the Claria ring. I don't even know if it works. Equip your silver gear, and what you should do is, once he TPs, focus on dodging first, and then get in 2 hits. If you want to be safe, do 1, but you can get in 2. So bang, bang. Well, I actually did only got 1 hit there, but it's okay. So focus on dodging. Get in, boom, and get out. So this fight is kinda long. I decided not to grind anymore, right? I decided to do this at this level, which is also why I decided to use the elixir at the last fight. But yeah. If you try to use magic right away, there's like a barrier around you. You literally cannot. He stops you from using it. So get into hits, get out. I messed that up badly, but it's okay. Focus on dodging. Get in, bang, bang, get out. And that's the fight. That's literally the fight. If you are even in higher level than I am right now, it will be even easier because your 2 hits will deal way more damage. But yeah, not much more to say. And Dalles goes down. No fancy last words, just a clean strike to the neck. Touching that jewel teleports us to the core of ancient East, and right next to us is the shield magic, which will continuously drain your mana, but in exchange, no damage shall harm you. So Tarf is there. Ignore the ominous music. I don't know why they designed it like this. This isn't like a Tsukiyomi. This isn't an illusion. That is in fact Tarf. And all the characters we met are here to help us out. And that is Maria. Yes, she's alive. She basically had this bracelet that saved her life. It's not a gimmick. It's a staple in the E series. You saw how we bought the elixir that saves us once from death. Every East game, basically, like in universe, there are these super rare items that can bring you back from death once. They basically take the damage. As you saw right there, I wanted to finish up the sleeping in the beds achievement, but this place stops you from using magic. So there's Keith, but don't worry, I will show you how to do it. Okay? What you can do actually, I decided to do it the other way around for like lore reasons, but you can already walk all the way back, well, not all the way back. Once you touch the golden thing, you can use your magic again and TP back to the village in order to sleep in Maria's bed. But yeah, see, a black shadow drifted past. Like, they made it so creepy, but it's just the actual, yeah, like your actual friends. It's just funny to me. And Lilia got gifted the goddess's ring, which will grant us. That actually tells you. So the ring is set to purify evil, but it actually tells you that it weakens Darm. So who is Darm, you might ask? Well, remember Darm Tower? That the demons built in order to reach East once it got lifted, like after it got lifted to the sky. The Black Pearl is the It got retconned a bit later. In the beginning of this video, I gave you like a massive lore dump, right? But the Black Pearl in this game is the origin of magic. And it's also the origin of demons. And Darm is basically that made manifest. And as you can see, remember this spot from East 1? That was in fact where they held back the power of Darm. And there he is. I don't think so, demon! Oh shit! Oh shit! It's Galvin! And Luda Jammer! Ooh, nice catch and nice throw. So we get the silver harmonica. And what do? Well, I decided to check out that door. But what do we do now? That hits the spot. Alright, so let's talk to everyone. And look what he has in his hand. The Claria shield. So yeah, like I mentioned, this gets retconned. Well, it's not a full-on retcon, but it gets a little bit retconned in Origins. So my lore dump is accurate, it's just that, you know, this game came way before Origins. But see, they basically held Darm back, but then they awoke. They didn't enter the Eternal Slumber, by the way. But now it is actually time. As they can see, they say they buried the Claria, but when it was born, the demons, the magic, it all ties in together, right? So Dark Fact did in fact break the seal. And since the seal is broken, we have to stop Darm. They bless our sword, they gave us the ring. We basically have everything we need. But! Obviously we're not gonna go in there yet, because we still have some achievements to get. So you still can't TP, so what you have to do is walk all the way back to the golden jewel on the wall. So, okay, I do decide to show it here. So let's head back, walk past everyone once again before we save the world. But yeah, what I mean by retcon is basically they made the lore more concise, right? So you know how Darm said he got stabbed 700 years ago? That will be explored more in Origins, and it will be better there, because right now he's just like big bad evil, right? But it gets explored more in Origins. So we TP back to Ramia village before we do the final boss. In order to do what? Yeah, sleep in another maiden's bed. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. But also, of course, tell her mom that she's safe. You don't get anything for this. It's just, you know, we told her that she died, so let her know that she's actually safe now. So again, kinda funky to get into the bed, but just keep running at it. It's actually the right one. Yeah. Just keep running at it for like 2 solid 3 seconds. Get in, and there's the achievement. So now, can we finally save the world? Okay. Okay. It's finally time to face Darm. Make sure to have all of your Claria equipped. Make sure to have the Goddess's Ring equipped. And equip the elixir if you want to. Like I said, I did it for this video. You don't really have to. But make sure to have your shield magic equipped, because if you play well, right, it offsets your mistakes, or it allows you to be more aggressive. And yeah, this guy is nowhere near like Dark Fact. Like, this guy is actually pretty easy, honestly, because you will see me literally bash my face against him and it works. So I am Darm. I am the source of magic and demonkind alike are formed. My power is that which created ease, and my power can sustain it. I shall consume your very soul, and you shall know true despair. So, he is the Black Amulet. He is magic. He is therefore also demonkind. Because remember, demons come from magic. So with magic, demons automatically exist. If magic doesn't exist, demons don't exist. And also remember, demons, while they are conscious, they don't have free will. Right? They're not darklings. Don't confuse them with darklings. Demons are literally just beings created from magic, basically. They just exist, as long as magic exists. And at the end, Keith will actually, because he got turned into a demon, right? He actually kind of felt like one, so he knows, so he gives a bit more of insight. They are literally just driven by the bloodlust. They just, they just want to destroy. They don't really have a choice. They can't decide. So they're not evil, because they don't have a choice. They don't have free will. They have, it's funny, it's like they have personalities, right? They have consciousness, but they don't have free will. So that is like a philosophical, religious part, right? But like I explained, Ease does take from religion of real life, right? It's like a mirror of real life. They don't go too deep, right? But it does take from religion. And they're not like Gog and Magog, where they're like, they come from the ground or something like that. It's literally just magic exists, therefore demons exist. If demons don't exist, magic doesn't exist. If magic doesn't exist, demons don't exist. It's just a thing, right? And they don't have free will. They also cannot create. Demons can only destroy. So there you go, that's Darm. Apologies, but it's just so funny how, like, just compare this to Dark Fact. Well, to be fair, Dark Fact is just bullshit, right? But as you saw, his mechanics, the first phase is dodge his shots, right? And then there are these meteors. So you can either dodge the shots and the meteor and then attack, or dodge the shots like I did and then attack. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet for this whole ending sequence. So just enjoy it. What a beautiful, beautiful ending, huh? So, while I finish up with the time attack to get the last 2 achievements, those being finish time attack and, you know, have all achievements. What you saw there, like Rhea and Fina sleeping and holding the black orb, and what they explained at the ending. So Rhea and Fia, they entered an eternal slumber. They're not dead, they just went to sleep basically. And as long as they're sleeping, the black pearl, which is the black amulet, is contained. So as of now, magic no longer exists and will not exist. Until, I guess, they wake up, but that doesn't really happen. But maybe they make a game about that, who knows. But yeah, magic is gone from the world of Ys. Ignore what you're seeing on screen in time attack. I'm just joking. Yeah, but no, magic doesn't exist anymore. And that also means that demons don't exist anymore. There are some adjacent things or contemporary things that still kinda exist. Like I said in the lore dump, there is still one civilization with an LD, right? And there are also still spirits and mystic arts and things along those lines, right? So if in a future game you see something like them going to sleep and containing containing the black pearl, doesn't mean that fire is gone from the world or wind or lightning, right? It's just the magic is gone. And that means all magic. There are still, again, like I said, there are still certain tools that exist, or spirit arts, and those kind of things, but magic is gone. And those are the things that I didn't want to spoil. So yes, Rhea and Fina, or Fia, I always forget, are in fact fully asleep now. They are dreaming, and they will stay asleep. And magic and demon kind are gone with it. But keep in mind, the world is vast. And there are still many adventures to be had. So maybe we'll find some ancient technology. Or something that shouldn't have been created in the first place. Well, yeah. So time attack. Yeah, it's look, in Ys 1 and 2, it's super easy because it's not even on Nightmare. And if you struggle, that's okay. I'm not trying to shit on you. What I'm trying to say is that in later games, you actually have to do time attack on Nightmare, and it is actually a nightmare. Inferno, I'm pretty sure, isn't a thing in time attack, but yeah. Yeah. But yeah, how did you like Ys 2? It is a very divisive game, and that at the ending you also saw Adel going back to Lilia, right? At the time they made this game, they weren't sure if they're still able to create more Ys games, or if the studio will still be alive, right? I don't go too deep into those kind of things because that's not really what I concern myself with. But that's why they kinda left it open. I think in one of the versions of Ys 2, it's actually, you actually literally see, way in the future, a red-haired kid in Lilia's house, right? So remember when I said the Ys games are us just reading the adventures of Adel from his diary? In one of the Ys 2 versions, it's Lilia reading to her child, or children, the stories of their dad, right? That's not canon, but it can be if you want it to be. Okay? So yeah, that was what I talked about. I think I talked about that in my Ys 1 video, but that was what I meant. So he did go back to Lilia, right, at the end of this game, but he is going on new adventures. He's not staying. It's Adel. Or Adel. You can call him whatever you want. It's a video game character. You don't have to be respectful, right? It's fine, however. It's like Arceus. Well, technically it's Arceus, but who cares? It's fine. But yeah, there you saw his dialogue when you try to use magic. What else? Yeah, it's a divisive game. Some people really love it. Some people really hate East 2. Some think that you should only play it if you already like East. Solomon Shrine is a beast. Let me just put that out there. Solomon Shrine is, in fact, a beast. You should definitely play 1 and 2 only with the maps. Don't try to go in, like, fully blind. You're just gonna despise the game even though you would have liked it, right? So, what I would say is, definitely don't start with East 1 and 2 if you're watching this video today, right? Don't start with East 1 and 2. But if you pick up another East game, let's say Lacrimosa of Dana or East 10, the newest installment, and you do like you like what you see, right? Or maybe try Origins. Origins you can get like super cheap. When it goes on sale, you can get it for like, well, I didn't check Steam DB, I apologize, but it gets very cheap. I think I myself got it for $8 at one point. But yeah, I would definitely tell everyone to play a East game. But if you like what you see, yeah, I think it's a good game, especially if you remember when it came out, right? It's amazing. I love him, I can tell you that much. But I'll talk to you guys in the next adventure, which will actually be Origins. And because then we have the East Vanished series done. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care, don't get bullied, and I'll talk to you in the next adventure. Bye bye.